At the State House now, lawmakers are looking for ways to deal with South Carolina's rapid growth. Our Josie Frost joins us from the State House with those details.
If a local government has a concurrency ordinance, that means developers can't move forward until there's certain infrastructure in place, like water or sewer. But right now, it's unclear if these local governments even have the legal authority to pass these laws. New neighborhoods line the streets in some areas of South Carolina. We're one of the fastest growing states in the country. A bill sponsored by Senator Tom Davis would allow local governments to delay new development if critical infrastructure is not ready to handle it.
What this legislation would do is give local governments the ability to say, you know, you cannot build until the infrastructure that is necessary to accommodate your growth is actually in place and available.
In Lexington County, leaders have an ordinance requiring that public schools have enough room before new developments can get approved. But that wouldn't be protected under the bill. Concurrency requirements could only be based on critical infrastructure like water, sewer, and utilities, not schools or local parks. Davis says requirements based on schools are more vulnerable to being struck down by the courts.
Statutes have been struck down by saying there's not enough recreational facilities to accommodate growth, or there's not enough schools to accommodate growth.
The bill would not set a statewide concurrency requirement like some states have done, but it would protect counties that want to pass one from lawsuits.
Currently, local governments don't have the legal authority to do that. Some local governments are already acting in this space, and I think, quite frankly, are doing so out of desperation in an attempt to, try to get, growth under control.
It would also set guardrails for what that policy could look like. Counties could only deny a development request if they can show that the infrastructure can't handle the project, and they have to have some objective criteria for telling developers no, like a traffic study. The local government would have to show some plan to upgrade that infrastructure, and developers can't be forced to pay for problems in infrastructure that already existed before their project.
I'm thinking about rural Oconee County. They're never going to have sewer. And I don't think that it should be ultimately on the county to have to provide it just because somebody wants to go and develop that area, that they've got to have a plan that other taxpayers are going to be paying.
Now, it's important to note that this bill does not force local governments to adopt any concurrency laws. It only gives them the legal authority to do it and puts parameters on what that ordinance could look like. Reporting at the State House, Josie Frost, News 19, WLTX.
Well, that bill is now on the Senate floor, and Davis says he hopes to take it up for debate and pass it before the session ends sometime in May.